So the crypto market got a little lively last night, and we actually saw Shiba Inu and many others go on some nice runs. And although we didn't hold overnight, we got some overnight selling, and we basically retraced back to where we were yesterday. This was a very strong sign for SHIB, and I think a good indication of where the market is headed because we're seeing a lot of consistency with SHIB right now. And the good thing is that the consistency that we are seeing is actually on the bullish side of things. And this week may, in fact, be one where things start to heat up just a little bit. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yes, we had another good daily candle in terms of SHIB yesterday. We actually moved, oh gosh, what was that? About 2.94% on the daily candle. And the max move on yesterday or by yesterday was actually 5%. Not a bad day at all. I'm not going to complain, especially on a low volume weekend where there isn't a whole lot going on. Again, I talked about this in my ADA video, but $70 billion in daily trading volume, that's peanuts compared to what we normally see during the week. And understand that this move all took place while sentiment in the market, frankly, still not that great, still neutral, still below 50. We're at a 48 currently. So this move, I think, was a little bit of an indication of about what we're about to get into because you're starting to see confidence return just a little bit. I'm not saying we're full bullish yet or anything like that, but we're getting very close. And really, all these signs are in fact pointing towards inauguration day. Now, does that mean that something's going to happen on or by inauguration day? No, not necessarily. We could trade sideways. Nothing could happen whatsoever. But it's actually pointing towards us making a move potentially before that. Now, Shiba Inu specifically did a very important sign yesterday, or did a very important thing. It actually came up, it tested our 20-day moving average. We got our hard rejection like we normally do. Remember, this 20-day moving average usually serves as either a key point of resistance or a key point of support. This is going to be traced back all the way to when Shiba Inu made its run up to its highs in December. When it started correcting, it was obviously resistance that pushed us down. And again, even tracing all the way back to, the middle of 2024 and the early or late part of 2023, it lifts or pushes SHIB one way or the other. Now, what's interesting here is that we're not fighting against a whole lot. All right. Understand that there's not much liquidity in this range. There is not much in terms of selling pressure. Selling has actually cooled down significantly. And in fact, when we look at whales, they've been very heavily on the buy. Yesterday was another perfect example of that. Another 180 billion Shiba Inu added to their positions. The selling has cooled down in general. And if you guys haven't noticed, Shiba Inu volatility has really been kept to a minimum as of late. And in fact, this is probably the most important thing we could have done on our chart in the short term here. And the reason why is we really did not want to create that right shoulder on our inverse head and shoulder. If SHIB had a strong enough move and broke out and got up to this 4024, that wouldn't necessarily be the greatest sign. Now, that being said, Shiba Inu is still within this kind of tighter compression range. And what I mean by that is our 20-day moving average is slowly but surely working down towards our trend here. And our 200-day is slowly but surely working up to the point, which again, all points towards around January 20th. That could be a big break moment for the market. Now, that being said, Shiba Inu is actually doing a very good job of gaining strength versus ETH. We can see that Ethereum is actually consolidating at lower and lower and lower levels. So this is actually a good sign for SHIB because at the same time, Shiba Inu is showing a lot of resilience. It's set a hard floor right at about this 4021. Yes, we've had wicks below here, but look at where these daily candles keep closing above this range, above this range, above this range. So the point I want to make is that when ETH does start making its move, which it should sometime very, very shortly, that's actually going to help lift SHIB even higher and faster before FOMO sets in and all these different things, right? Now, that being said, memes in general just have not been that great. They've just been very, very quiet. You guys can see that Shiba Inu, kind of a quiet last 24 hours. The good news is that it's either in line or better than most other memes in the space. Yes, there's been a couple that have been barely green, but SHIB's had a couple nice days. If you guys look at the weekly here. All right, look at the last 7 days. SHIB is actually crushing it compared to almost all other memes in the space. We're seeing it a focal point of resilience, this conviction that we're talking about, and that I keep trying to beat in people's minds time and time again. It's on full display right now. Okay. Volume has cooled a little bit down to $350 million over the last 24 hours, and yet we still had a pump during that time. All the signs are again pointing towards SHIB trying to make that move that we experienced entering 2024. All right. Now, again, I'm not guaranteeing it's going to play out the same way. It doesn't always, it's very close, but it doesn't always play out exactly the same. But understand that right now, Shiba Inu is either in one of two spots. We're either right here or we're right here, one of the two. All right. And what that means is that we're gearing up for some excitement in the market. We're gearing up for a nice move in terms of SHIB. And again, we breached this lower trend. This might again be following that perfectly. Maybe this is our moment where Shiba Inu gets a little bit of a breakout here, extends up to 2.6, comes back down to 2.4, and then away we go. But we really just are all again waiting for the same thing. I know people are tired of waiting and waiting and waiting, but we're just waiting for consumer sentiment to be higher. We're waiting for that inflow of capital from outside the space, and we're really waiting for some of that capital that's parked on the sidelines to start trickling back in. The US-based cryptos moving over the last 24 hours are a big sign. Obviously, this coming week, we have a CPI report. We have inauguration the following week, FOMC meeting, Q4 GDP. All these things are going to provide us some good movement, right? One way or the other. And hopefully they're to the upside. Right now, we are more on the bullish side of things. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you think we're going to get this week? Do you think we finish this weekend on kind of a meh note? And do you start to see some momentum building as we get into the middle of the week in the CPI report? So appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.